Welcome to the Making Rooms podcast. My name is Eric, and these are my ruminations on designing, publishing, and finding community for the Explore Rooms role-playing game. Let's Go to Roomino RPG is available as a PDF in the Explore Rooms shop. You can also pre-order the print zine for delivery later in April. There's a link to the shop in the description below. Where do you find inspiration for designing or playing games online? If you have a favorite YouTube channel, TikTok page, or podcast that you listen to on the regular, put it down in the comments below. Share it with me so that I can find inspiration because I'm going to share with you the channels and pages and podcasts that have inspired me over the last 4 months as I've been pursuing the publishing of my game. But first, let's go to an Explore Room. You're standing on a disk of sunlight in an otherwise dark space. As you step away from the middle of the disk, the closest edge begins to change color. And each direction you step is a different color of the rainbow spectrum. What color do you stand next to? You stay a little longer on the emerald green edge, and soon the whole disk turns an emerald green. The space around you brightens and reveals the next room. I hope you enjoyed this room. It was inspired by the Pinwheel on old Macintosh computers. Door rooms act as sort of a loading screen, giving you time to think of the first room that you want to reveal, but also gathering some information from your ruminants on what color or theme that they might be interested in playing that session. So use that in your next Explore Room session. Now for our tip. This tip comes from Marsha, who teaches storytelling and ethical persuasion on her website, yesyesmarsha.com. And I got this tip off of TikTok. And it says, when you're telling a story, you're making a movie inside your reader or listener's brain. There are 3 types of scenes: disembodied voice from the future, montages showing a passage of time, and real-time action. Real-time action is where the listener's brain is thinking that the story is happening to them and they can really engage. So tell small stories using real-time action more than voiceover or montages. It will really get people into the action and feel what you were feeling in the story. I think this is great advice as storytellers, as role-playing game writers, that we focus on what's happening in real time that our players get to experience, and less time on narration, less time on speeding up through things, but giving them an anchor in the story is the best way for them to experience it. Thank you, Marsha, for that tip. On to the main topic. For this episode, I wanted to share some of the platforms, the creators that have been inspiring me along my journey. I hope that I can be as much of an inspiration to someone as they have been for me. And I want to take this chance to share their channels, whether they be on YouTube, on a podcast platform, or on TikTok, so that you have a chance to check them out. And again, like I mentioned at the start of the episode, if you have a creator, an influencer, or someone that inspires you in indie role-playing games or playing role-playing games, I would love for you to share them in the comments so that I can go and take a look at them, and anybody else watching this video might get a chance to be introduced to them as well. We're going to start on YouTube, and here are my top 5 channels that have inspired me along the way. The first 2 I've mentioned on this channel before, as they were part of that initial kind of introduction into the indie role-playing game design space, and helped me, pointed me in the right direction towards Zine Quest, where I kind of knew or got my firm direction that this is where I'm going to start my journey. The first of those is One Shots Tavern with Andrew and DJ. And what I love about their YouTube channel is that they spend a lot of time thinking about, talking about, and showcasing other indie RPG designers. Now, I haven't gotten to a point where I am ready to interview anybody or, edit up that kind of video. But I love that they do that. And they not only interview, they interviewed a ton during Zine Quest, but then they also have done some actual plays where they play through the role-playing games of the designers that they've interviewed. And I think that's a fantastic way for us to get a better idea of what the games are that these designers have created, so that we have a better idea of whether or not we want to play those games, whether we want to jump into those. And so I think they provide a fantastic service for indie game designers, to give them a platform to talk about what they've created and showcase what they've created. And they just create a very unique space to lift up the community. Not only that, but they have multiple Discord channels. The One Shots Tavern Discord channel. It's a fantastic place to get to know other designers, to get to know Andrew and DJ, and to find community as you're starting to build. And so I highly recommend One Shots Tavern as a first place to start. And it's a little ironic, but maybe intentional, that we're starting our RPG inspiration journey in a tavern. Take for that what you will. Second on my list is JP Coovert. JP runs a YouTube channel, has had this channel for a long time, and he talks a lot about how he creates the products he creates, whether they be his zines, whether they are adventures, whether it's art that he creates. He's got a lot of videos on map making. He does a lot of zines, both from a role-playing games perspective, but also from an art and creative perspective, which are fantastic. My 12-year-old son and I enjoy his zines that teach him how to draw. I've been an artist for a very long time, and I've done some work to teach my kids how to draw. But I also know that I need to let them move at their own pace. And I've never created a drawing instruction guide that they can follow. And I love being able to print off and give them JP's guides, and they can take those and use them as they want to, and it's fantastic. You can become a member of his Patreon, which at a lower tier gives you access to all the digital content that he's created, and at a higher tier, he'll ship you zines every month that are the things that he's created. JP's model of sharing content, creating zines and role-playing game products is a huge inspiration for me, from even a business standpoint, of how I want to approach this industry and how I want to approach creativity. So huge shout out to JP Coovert. Another channel on here is S1E13. Tony at S1E13 is a huge personality in the indie role-playing game space. He's a huge proponent and kind of lifts up the Zine Month projects, but also he himself runs a monthly zine subscription where you could get lots and lots of other people's role-playing games shipped to you every month, either digitally or physically. And it's a fantastic program. And Tony just has so much industry legacy information and insights and ideas. He, on his YouTube channel, he interviews people, he does actual plays, and everything in between. So just a shout out to Plus One Experience for that channel. Also runs a fantastic Discord that people can go and find community at. Another one is the Kid Table D&D channel, and that one is run by Allison and Ryan. And I'm going to use people's first names if I know it, because when you watch people's channels, when you get to kind of be inspired by them and sometimes chat with them through your DMs or other things, this is a community that you kind of become part of. And so Allison and Ryan run an actual play with kids, and they take great precaution for the safety of the kids, and so that they're not getting harassed, or they're not getting a ton of, like, their information isn't out there all the time. But they play these games showcasing how kids play D&D, ways to make D&D easier for kids to play, and all that kind of stuff. And so it's a great channel to experience. I actually watch more of their stuff through their TikToks. But it's a fantastic YouTube channel, and they work really hard to kind of spread the word and show you how it can be done. And as you know, for me, as a parent who wants to share role-playing games with my kids, they do a fantastic job, and I'm excited to continue to learn from them on how to do that better. Last on this list, though not the last YouTube channel that I watch. There's many more that I couldn't put on the list because I've got so many I want to get through. But the other one is The Arcane Library by Kelsey Dion, and she is the author creator of Shadow Dark, which is maybe one of the most beloved old school style role playing games that has been created in the last 5 years. And has had great success on Kickstarter, has built up a fantastic community through her Discord and newsletter. And so I am looking forward to playing my first game of it in this upcoming week at GaryCon. But from just a kind of creator, a community leader, someone who is inspired in this indie RPG space. I love watching her videos, kind of getting a picture inside of her brain. Hope to meet her at GaryCon if that opportunity arises, and just look forward to learning more from her through her content that she creates in her Discord channel. So big shout out to all 5 of these, the YouTube channels that you create, the way you've inspired me to also be a YouTube creator. And there's many more that I've met along the way, like I said. But next, let's move on to some podcasts that are in my ears all the time while I'm driving. First on the podcast list is Design Doc with Evan and Hannah. And in this one, it's a very personal podcast where they talk about their own journey. They actively are working on design elements for their game. And it's like having a seat at the table while the two of them are doing game design. And I really like not only the way they look at their game specifically, but then step out and look at the concept as a whole and weigh out different approaches and then what fits to their game. It's a fantastic episode, and it's so personal. I love it when they make each other laugh. I laugh along with them. It's just charming. Next is Designing Problems with Tracy and Christian. And these two are designing their own games, but they really take the approach sort of each episode is a different problem that you run into along the way and how they tackle it or how they think about it. And sometimes it's broad in scope and sometimes it's super narrow and focused. And then they have a fantastic Discord that you can go and discuss that episode along the way. And I really enjoy the Discord or the discourse that happens after each episode. Then from Many Sided Media comes Talk of the Table with Elliot and Brian. These guys have a fantastic history in the indie tabletop space. They've done a lot. They've seen a lot. They've kickstarted a lot, created games. And over Zine Month, they interviewed quite a few new indie design creators. And it was a fantastic listen and great way to kind of get to know more about them and other people in the design space. Fourth on the list is a relatively new one for me. It's called Dice Exploder, and it's often looking at a single mechanic. And so over the past few episodes, Sam has been interviewing people on the topic of LARPs, not necessarily promoting LARP, but thinking about what can we take from LARP design and use in tabletop. He always has a guest on that has a lot of experience in that particular mechanic or has written something with that mechanic, and it's a lot of fun to drill into something that specific in a podcast. Last on the list is Not D&D, which is an EN publishing podcast with Lori, and in this one it is interviews with indie game designers talking about their specific game. And these are everything from solo games to small little like one shots. It can be a wide ranging things, but it just seems like it's such a variety show of different designers and their approach to designing the game that they're designing. These five are a fantastic example of the podcasts I listen to that let me kind of dive into different things quickly without necessarily having to play all of them. Though I'm excited to play more and more as I listen to each of these podcasts. So my list of want to play games is ever expanding. Now let's talk about TikTok. TikTok is the other place I spend a lot of time when I'm on my phone or I'm not driving. And so the first on this list for TikTokers that I really enjoy is Terrible Games. John is a small independent game designer, primarily board games, but has also developed some role-playing games. And he's got such a fantastic art style and has created some really unique, visually unique and game-wise unique games that I would love. And I can't wait till I can pick up and play some of them. John is always very authentic in how he presents what he's doing, how he's doing. He's very excited about this industry and is always lifting others up, and shows some of the ugly side of role-playing game industry. And when tough things happen, he's had some really hard things happen to him as he's fulfilling games, and I just want him to succeed as much as I do anybody else. So go check out John at Terrible Games on TikTok. Next on the TikTok list is Adept Icarus. I connected with Will early on in my journey and jumped onto his Discord. He and M design some fantastic games that are world building games, but also deep dive into a character kind of games. Atrium is one of their flagship games, and I can't wait to get the opportunity to play that game. But Will has lent me his ear numerous times on his Discord to share information, and his TikToks are always super interesting and have a unique perspective that I love. He's got such a gentle and welcoming persona that it's really easy to get attached to what he's talking about and what he's doing. And so that's something that I hope comes across in my TikToks as well as I learn from him. Third on the list is Midnight Tavern. Walt runs his own online gaming store, something he's building from scratch. And I've seen his, vault of games that he posts on his website, and has helped me with kind of tips and ideas and questions I've had in approaching the retail space. But he's always got fun and interesting takes. He's not afraid to say what he feels, to fight for inclusion in the game space. And his TikTok channel is fantastic. I also recommend going to his website, linked below, if you're interested in ordering any role-playing games or other games. Fourth on the list of TikTokers that I really admire and that inspire me is Kervin from 4Y Games. Kervin does these fantastic voiceover videos where he talks about the things he's struggling with, whether it be becoming a streamer, is something he's always wanted to do. And he's spoken up about promoting games created by minority designers, and talks about his journey and things he's gone through. And I love that he has that bravery to talk not only about the things he's created, but those topics as well. And that really inspires me. And fifth on the list, and final in this overall list, is Ryan Lynch. Ryan created Perils and Princesses, and I look at his stuff and I love what he creates. I love the world that he's created and the way that he keeps creating in it, and the way he presents his games, the books, the physical books, the themes. He has such an amazing way of creating moods in the photography or in the graphic design that he shares on TikTok and beyond. And so I love his channel, and I am excited to be connected with him in other ways. These are the top 5 in each of these categories: YouTube, podcasts, and TikTok. There's many more that bring me joy on the regular basis, but these will be linked in the description below. So if you're interested in any one of them, go find the link. Let me know what creators you get inspiration from, and share them in the comments below so that I can go take a look at them, and that others who maybe watch this video or peruse the comments below will have something to click on, and you can support your favorite creators. That's all I have for this episode. I'll see you in the next room.